Welcome to tonight's stream. Grab a snack, get comfortable, turn off the lights if you dare, cause your night is about to get a whole lot darker. Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Mod626 here, back in the live stream. Today we are gonna do some of the forest and some ghost stories, and I'm joined by these two.
I play Fortnite too. I play Apex.
These two! Robert, you never introduced yourself.
Oh. I'm Bob the Builder, bro.
Okay, well, I found some really cool horror stories that I hope you guys do in fact enjoy.
Do you play Warzone, Fats?
And I brought these guys along just for reactions. You guys better be listening to the stories. Okay? You guys gonna listen to the stories? No. I can't stop the live stream. I can't switch a game. Okay. First up with our first story, I don't know the name of, but I'm gonna come up with a name.
No. Okay.
I'm gonna say the name is Wallpaper. Let's go with that.
My name's Bob.
Not you. The name's Wallpaper, okay? We bought an old house. My girlfriend and I. She is in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance. While I'm on wallpaper removal duty, the previous owner's wallpaper, very wall and ceiling, covered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal and oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel similar to skin when you peel it from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kind of make a game of peeling. On the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under the corner section of the paper in every room, in a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me. One night when I googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually missing. The missing date matched the date under the wallpaper. The next day I made a list of the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with the date to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent a crime scene team. I overheard one tech say, it's human. Human? What's human? Sir, where is the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you're removing. That's the end of the story. How'd you guys feel about that first story? But that's the thing. About certain stories like this, you're supposed to kind of let your imagination.
I got a good one.
What? No! 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 No stories from you. No stories from you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
That one story. It was nothing bad, correct?
Oh no, we're not going with that. No, we're good.
No, but it's a different.
We have a bunch of stories that we have to get through. Anyway, no, if we have time at the end. No, Robert, I will mute you. I will mute you. If we have time at the end, we will let you tell your story, okay? But did you guys figure out what the wallpaper was?
No,
it wasn't wallpaper.
To be honest.
It was skin.
Ooh, my favorite.
I kind of expected more of a reaction, but I guess it's whatever.
My favorite kind of wallpaper.
Shush.
I make that kind of wallpaper all the time.
Oh, don't say that. I don't know. I ended up finding like a bunch of these. Here's Here's a shorter story. This one's called Yellow E. Little Emily vanished last year. Now there's pouring new sidewalks in my neighborhood. I found her name in the wet concrete, written in remembrance, but it was written in reverse and from below. You guys aren't getting these, are they? Are you? I'm not sinking it. Little Emily is a ghost. She wrote her own name while she was being
How
buried
are we
alive.
supposed to do that? How?
Little kid. No.
Trebor.
Trevor.
I'm
Trevor. No, you're Trevor.
I'm Trevor.
Wait a minute, you're demons, Trevor.
Oh god.
I knew it was GTA.
I'm really a psychopath all along.
Okay. Here's another really here's another really good one. I did actually enjoy this one a lot while reading. It's very good. He awoke to a huge insect-like creature looming over his bed and screaming his lungs out. Lungs out? Yes, they screamed he screamed his lungs out. I'm gonna smack you, trooper. No. No. You let me finish my story?
Oh, I've heard about it.
I'm gonna smack you both.
Or in the second one.
They hastily left the room and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. Next morning there was a tap on the door. He gathered his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently placing a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor. Then retreated to a safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. It is! Wait for it! It confused me too. The creatures chattered excitedly. This happened every day for a week. At first he was worried that they were fattening him up, but after the particular greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn, they were replaced with fresh fruit as well as cooking. They poured a hot steamy bath for him and even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night he woke up to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find the decapitated burglar being devoured by the insect. He was sickened but disposed of the remains as best he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning the creature wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down confused, but trusting they ushered him back into bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread throughout his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chattered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming feeling again that he realized the insects weren't protecting him. They were protecting their young. How'd you guys feel about that one? I feel like that one was a bit better.
That's really...
But they're giant insects that are most likely taller than him. Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh shoot, I'm playing the forest at the same time, so I'm seeing shadows and it scares me half to death.
I see shadows all the time.
Yes. Yesterday, we were telling ghost stories, and out of nowhere, these cannibals came after me. It scared me so much. Even though I even encountered them before. I know exactly how to get every single thing already. I used to have a world where we had everything. But how did you guys feel about that one? I feel like that one was pretty good. Rate it. Rate it. Ooh, a 6. Okay. Robert, what about you?
I'm busy.
Robert, quickly.
I'm busy fighting.
What out of 10? What out of 10?
The bug story?
The story.
It was good.
What out of 10?
I'll give it a good 52.
So I'm gonna say a 5.2 for you. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to say like a. I'm gonna have to say a 6.5. Like everything was there. Oh my gosh, that bird scared me.
Oh god, no.
I thought it was one of the cannibals coming after me, but then it was just a bird. It scared me so. Yeah, but then like when you're really focused on something, then yeah, it can be scary. Okay, this is the next one. None of these I know the name of. I ended up finding them from a website. Actually, I can most likely check the website, but I'm too lazy to check the name. I'm way too lazy. But then we'll be getting into more Redditor stories, and they will have Redditor names.
Redditor? What are you saying?
r/Reddit. Everyone loves the first day of school, right? New year, new class, new friends. This one I've heard before, but I don't remember exactly where. You may have heard this one too, but like very different. But this one's really good. I do enjoy the story. Let me restart. Everyone loves the first day of school, right? New year, new classes, new friends. It's a day full of potential and hope. Before all the dreary depressions of reality show up to ruin all the fun. Doesn't that sound delightful? Okay, that's not even the end of the story. I like the first day of school for different reasons, though. You see, I have some sort of power. When I look at people, I sense a sort of aura around them. A colored outline based on how long that person has to live. Have you guys heard of this one yet?
Then you see me near somebody and...
Yeah, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Where was I? How long the person has to live. Most everyone I meet around my age, surrounded by a solid green hue, which means they have plenty of time left. A fair amount of them have yellow, orangish tie of their auras, which tends to mean a car crash or something tragic, or some other tragedy. Anything that takes people before their time, as they say. The real fun is when the auras venture into red, end of the spectrum. Though every now and then I see someone who's actually basically a walking stoplight. Those are the people who get murdered or off themselves. It's such a rush to see them and know their time is numbered. That in mind, I get to the class very early so I can scout out my classmates' fates. Very creepy, but okay. The first kid who walked in was basically radiating red. I chuckled to myself, told, man, bad bro. But as people kept walking in, they all had the same intense glow. I finally caught a glimpse of my rose-tinted reflection in the window, but I was too stunned to move. Our professor stepped in, locked the door. His aura was a sickening shade of green. It was the teacher. Yeah, that's where, like, I feel like I've heard this one before. But I don't remember exactly how, like, the teacher ends up killing them. I think it's kind of like your mind gets to decide how they died. Those kind of stories I like. Okay, this one, for those of you who, you know what, never mind, no warning. Okay. I'm gonna say,
like
ooh.
That's so messed up.
He made. I'm gonna say, ooh, I'm gonna have to say, I don't know why, but I'm getting like 7th grade vibes. I don't know why.
I'm getting like,
Because remember, it's the people that off themselves. Not the exact words, but that's what I'm putting it as because, you know, YouTube reasons. And so what do you guys rate that? What do you guys rate that? I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm gonna have to say a 7.5 for me. Bird! Robert, what do you say?
I didn't really understand it much. I'm gonna give it a 5.
It wasn't really that you had to understand him.
I mean, couldn't he have done something about it?
No. Because he didn't realize until then. Because the teacher had a long time to live. Just they were the ones that had a short time to live.
A lot of people say I'm the quiet.
No,
kid,
no, it was the professor that did the killing. So
yeah,
why do you keep on referencing the quiet kid?
Says I'm the quiet kid.
Yes, you told me this. Okay, next story, okay? I'm gonna call this one Mother. I'm gonna call this one Mother. I don't distinctly remember what the name was.
That's the one you told me?
Yeah, you know this one. Okay, everyone, zip it. When my sister Betsy and I were kids, our family lived for a while in a charming old farmhouse. We loved exploring its dusty corners and climbing the apple tree in the backyard. But our favorite thing was the ghost. We called her Mother, because she seemed so kind and nurturing. Some morning, Betsy and I would wake up, and on each of our nightstands, we'd find a cup that hadn't been there the night before. Mother had left them there, worried that we'd get thirsty during the night. She just wanted to take care of us. Among the house's original furnishing, there was an antique wooden chair, which we kept against the wall for the living room. Whenever we were occupied watching TV or playing a game, Mother would inch the chair forward, across the room, towards us. Sometimes she'd manage to move it all the way to the center of the room. We always felt sad putting it back against the wall. Mother just wanted to be near us. Years later, long after we'd moved out, I found an old newspaper article about the farmhouse's original occupant, a widow. She'd murdered her 2 children by giving them each a cup of poisoned milk before bed. Then she'd hung herself. The article included a photo of the farmhouse's living room, which a woman's body hanging from a beam. Beneath her, knocked over, was the old wooden chair, placed exactly in the center of the room. That one wasn't really scary, it was more of sad. Okay, this one brings me, okay, as I always do, if like there's anything mentioning suicide's never the answer. You should always go get help, any way that you possibly can.
Yeah, I should have said that to my dad.
And, make sure to reach out to someone, a trusted adult, a friend, or go to the suicide prevention hotline. There's always a better option than suicide. Yeah, there's always a better option. And I say this any single time. If you go over and watch my Fractured Minds, I said this so many times in there. I even had the suicide prevention hotline like 3 times in there. Just because that's how seriously I take stuff like this. That's sad. But yeah, you should always... Suicide's never the answer. Never. There's always a better option. I just had to put that out there. I don't know why I take stuff like that like very seriously all the time. Let's go on to the next story. This one isn't really scary. It's more of sad again. It was 1 a.m. and Guy Heverson. So the guy's name is Guy? Guy Heverson.
I know this guy named Guy.
Sat in his dark living room. He hadn't moved for an hour. The accident earlier that kept playing over and over in his mind. The light turned red. He was in a hurry and accelerated. An orange blur came from his light, and a split second there was a violent jolt when the bicyclist rolled across his hood and fell out of the sight of the pavement. Horns barely angrily, and he panicked, stepping on the gas and screeching away from the chaos into the darkness, shaking and keeping an eye on his rear view mirror until he got home. Why did he run? You imbecile. It was a different word, but I didn't want to say it. I'd rather commit a crime. I've never committed a crime before this, and punish himself by imagining years in jail, his career gone, his family gone, his future gone. Why not just go to the police right now? You can afford a lawyer. When someone tapped on the front door, this world suddenly crumbled away beneath him. They found me. There was nothing I could do but answer it. Running would only make it worse. His body trembled. He got up, went to the door, and opened it. A police officer stood under the porch light. "Mr. Heverson?" asked the grim officer. He let out a defiant sigh. "Yes, I am terribly sorry. But I'm afraid I have some bad news. Your son's bike was struck by a hit-and-run driver this evening. He died at the scene. I'm very sorry for your loss."
Yeah, I just gotta win in Apex Legends, baby.
You... I need more videos with you guys, I swear. But like that hit me by surprise because I didn't read the full story originally. I didn't know that he was the father until I was like, oh shoot. Dude, that was sad.
He's got that dub on Apex Legends.
He hit his son. He hit his own son. Dude. Hold on, wait. Hold on, I gotta think of something.
No thoughts, head empty.
I need to brighten the mood somehow. Okay. This comes from Redditor Hug Hey M. Mine is a second hand. My stepmom and my dad used to work opposite shifts there for a while. I was on nights, her on days. He was on nights, her on days. They had sent a baby monitor for when my sister and I were babies. My dad said that they could record short messages with them, and they would leave them out on the coffee table for others to hear when they got home from their shifts. This went on for a bit. Once their shifts lined up, they put in the monitor away in storage. She died, sadly, at a really young age, and my dad just got back from the funeral and was home alone. He spent He spent that night going through their things, packing some of her stuff away. He said he had one of the baby monitors sitting out on the coffee table, and it woke him up. In the middle of the night was an old message going off on repeat. She had recorded it. It said, "I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike," over and over. My dad told me he just sat on the couch in the dark and listened to her message until the batteries died. A couple of weeks later, he had picked us kids up for the weekend. After my sister and I went inside, he said he was sitting on the porch smoking, and a strong gust of wind blew, and he said he could smell her perfume that she always wore. It scared me hearing those stories as a kid, but now I see the beautiful and peace in those experiences. Wasn't really much of a horror story.
Got that. I got that dub, bro.
That's possible.
Yeah, got you.
Oh, by the way, guys, because you guys are hearing all of these, tell me what you guys think about these. Okay, continue. Yeah, but I will be getting, I think I have more horror stories. Yeah, I have a lot more. These are just from Reddit really quickly that I found. I do have Rec Room, but I'm on the forest and I can't stop a live stream. I'm doing pretty good, listener. Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing? How's everyone doing, by the way? How's everyone
you wanna
doing?
play Apex or Cold War with me?
Bath, how you doing? How you doing today?
Okay, I'm getting on now. I sent you a friend request.
Robert, how you doing today? How you doing today?
I mean, when I saw your
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
pretty well before. I was going pretty well before I saw you, so I mean.
Okay, this is another one. You guys ready? Godzilla is good. Godzilla's amazing. I don't care who says anything. Godzilla is a giant breathing lizard. Giant fire breathing lizard. I was gonna say the next story. Hey, stay around, listener. These are gonna get much better in a little bit. Yes, he would. Okay, this one is from Redditor. Eat electricity. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Robert, don't do that.
Wait, what? Do what?
Nothing.
Anyway.
Can't wait for Godzilla vs. King Kong movie.
What do you want to play? Like zombies?
At the end of this month. Oh wait, it's coming out this month? Bet. Okay, well, here we go. Not me, but a friend of mine told me about a dream she had years ago. After a descriptive old man who was being chased by wolves in the dream, he kept referring to himself in the third person as Oldskin. Oldskin gotta get away from the wolves. Eventually, the wolves caught up to him and started ripping him to pieces in front of her. He kept narrating in events in monotone voice. Oldskin being eaten alive. Oldskin's gonna die. She woke up feeling creeped out, but this is the weirdest part that came when she started describing the dream to her brother. He stopped her mid-sentence and asked, "Was his name Oldskin?" I had the exact same dream. I didn't know if that counts as paranormal, but it's duckin' creepy.
Say it like that.
Because that's how it's written. That's how it's written.
I had the same dream.
That's how it was written. That one, okay, that was pretty good. That's better. Okay, how did you guys feel about that one?
I felt abused.
1 out of 10. That goes for you guys in the chat too. Also rate these.
Oh,
Except the sad ones. You can't rate the sad ones.
You lose connection or what?
Okay. Fats, how did you feel about that one?
Well, I'm gonna have to close it for some reason.
Fats, how did you feel about that one?
Hey, remember Ace I was talking about?
Yes. Shh.
This
Fats
weekend
talking.
he's gonna check out an abandoned farm. And I might go with him.
I wish I could do this,
I'm
do
still
these
loading.
in my channel, but I can't live stream for some reason. I got this one a 4 out of 10. Yeah, they'll get better soon. But what you got, Fats? What you got? 3 out of 10? It wasn't that too good, but it was okay. It got chills. I got chills, okay? I got chills. Robert, what do you think about this? Robert, how'd you feel about this one?
Feel about what?
That horror story. Well, quote unquote horror. Okay. Let's get moving on. This one is by Douglas. When I was about 16 years old, I encountered something that still bugs me to this day.
Okay.
I woke up around 6 a.m. on a normal weekday and went downstairs to get ready for school. No one else in my family had woken up at this point. I got in the shower, still sleepy, and could barely hold my eyes open. After a few minutes of showering, someone tried to get it, and I told whoever it was that I was in the shower. The person, when proceeding to aggressively open the door, I saw the door handle going up and down and crazy, and Empathy. She, whatever, knocked on the door harder and harder, and then I suddenly stopped. I didn't think that much about it. But then I got out of the shower. I realized that nobody was up yet. I proceeded to eat breakfast, and after a while, my dad came downstairs. So I asked him if he was who had wanted to use the bathroom early. He said no, and then both my mom and my younger brother still asleep. So it could have been either. And even if it had been a family member, they would have not ever tried to open the door. So I aggressively at 6 in the morning.
Hey, Matt, guess what happened to me once? I got the Ray K, but then I got downed and my partner wouldn't res me, so I never got it. Oh, we playing a private one? I have the machete because I did my shotgun class, but it didn't load in. Now I just have the machete. Hey, you used the same operator. Yeah, I did. I tried to. Oh, this works too. The weird thing is, it has the same stats as the knife in a normal match, but in Cold War it's different. I want the battle pass. You can get
Well,
what?
I'm ending the stream here, but I will be back on, and we will be doing another stream. See you guys next time. I just face my Listamar and Texas.